Hey everyone, I'm Becky,
I'm Sarah.
and we're doing Bickering Book Reviews. Today we're talking about Majesty by Katharine McGee, which we both got off of NetGalley.
Sorry about the lighting. I'm in a new venue right now, and the lighting's all crazy. So, sorry, viewers. See, and then like I do this, and the lighting gets better. So whatever.
I don't
I
know. I don't know.
If you have any tips and tricks on lighting, let me know.
Well, and then who knows what Zoom's gonna do either. So there's that too.
Oh yay! To be virtual is a wonder.
And I think this is gonna last for a while.
Yeah.
So, Majesty is the sequel to American Royals. And so this book is about an America where basically when the Revolutionary War was won, they said, George Washington, you should be king. And instead of in like what happened where he said, oh no, we shouldn't have a king, he said, I should be king. And so he became king. And this is about his descendants. So where this book picks up is we have Princess Beatrice has just become Queen Beatrice because her beloved father died. She is part in a arranged political marriage with the Duke of Boston, whose name is Teddy. And she had been in love with somebody else, and things are getting complicated, and she has to go through with the marriage. So it's, then her sister Samantha was like the party princess. She's now the second in line for the throne. And Samantha is trying to make Teddy jealous because she had had a thing with him, kind of a thing, like a baby size thing. Um, and now she's trying to make him jealous, and so she gets involved with the Duke of Orange, who is a very striking African American gentleman who is kind of like just kind of like fits into her world and is the same kind of mischievous that she is. Then you have Samantha's best friend Nina, who had been in love with the Samantha's twin brother Prince Geoffrey, which Sarah thinks his name is funny. Um, and
The one thing that I think about when I think about this book, I'm like, Prince Jeff. There's a Prince Jeff. I feel like there's a country song in there somewhere, like about Prince Jeff. And all the random.
So Nina's going to college, and she starts to kind of hang out with Jeff's best friend Ethan. But Ethan had been having a secret thing with Jeff's ex-girlfriend Daphne, who has kind of manipulated the situation. And so Nina doesn't know like what's going on with her and Ethan, and they're spending time together. And then there's Daphne, who is Jeff's ex-girlfriend, who is manipulative because she wants to be a princess and she does horrible things to people.
She does do like seriously horrible things. Like she should be in prison for a very long time.
So that's the problem. Like describing this book, like as I'm describing it, this like sounds like something I would totally eat up, but I found big chunks of this book boring.
Yeah, I think because there was too much effort put into Daphne's storyline, I think is what it comes down to. Because Daphne is just so despicable that I don't want to spend time with her. I just don't.
Well, and to me, Nina wasn't developed enough for me to care about. Like I liked Beatrice and I liked Samantha, and I would have much rather have had a book just about them.
See, I really liked the concept of Nina's storyline. Yes, I think it needed more development, and I think basically you kick out Daphne's perspective and you fill that with Nina's, and you would have had an awesome book.
I think like the third person didn't work for me.
It was very
Yeah, because there was no emotionally anything.
no. Well, and that was the other kind of like plot wise, it was an interesting concept. I did need some development in different places and pieces and parts, but I found that I never really cared about the story or about the characters because there was just no emotional investment to be had.
Well, and I might have just liked Beatrice and Samantha storylines because I like romance books about royalty. I also felt like she tried way too hard to play up the Meghan Markle angles. Like there was the whole part with the press attacking Marshall because he was African American, and there's a part where they're talking about Beatrice's wedding dress and like they make a reference, and I'm kind of like, okay, I get it, but develop your own story.
See, and I saw some of that, but I obviously didn't follow the royal wedding as like you really liked the royal wedding and you followed that, and I didn't. So some of the stuff that like you saw parallels to, I didn't see, but I did see it was pretty glaring, even for the uninformed.
There was also a lot of insta-love in this book. Like, all of a sudden, Beatrice loves Teddy, and all of a sudden, Nina loves Ethan. And, like, they interact, like, 2 or 3 times. It's my deepest heart love.
Well, and it makes me kind of annoyed because you developed a relationship or a connection with the pairings from the first book.
Right.
So to, like, throw them out after 2-3 meetings, it wasn't great. Like, it felt almost pointless. Like, the first book almost felt pointless, or it felt like, why am I even investing any more time in this? They're just going to change their mind right away.
Right. And I feel like I read somewhere that Random House hasn't ordered a 3rd book. And for it to end where it ends, I'm like, really? This is no.
The ending is not okay. It cannot end there.
And I'm not particularly invested, and I don't want it to end there. So people who love these books, like, that would be like a burn the city to the ground moment.
That would be an Allegiant moment.
I honestly, like, well, and so I think it shows something about the writing. I think I emailed you this the one day. I'm reading it, and then it says something about Samantha's dark hair, and I told Sarah, I'm like, I thought she was blonde.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, like, there's no really explaining what happened in the first book, so it's been like a year and a half. It's been like 400 books. And I'm trying to remember, and, like, she's not giving me any clues. I don't even remember what these girls looked like. I don't remember, like, all of a sudden there was, like, a point where they were talking about something with Daphne having to buy clearance, and I'm like, oh, right, I think her family lost all the money, or didn't have as much money as they were pretending they had or something.
Yeah.
But I'm not told that again. The book cannot exist on its own. That's the problem. Like, you need that first book.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that I wanted pages of exposition. I just wanted something.
Because I found that I kept getting this confused with red, white, and royal blue, which was much better because I really, like, connected to that. But, like, for whatever reason,
very different book.
Well, I kept convoluting Alex with the characters in this book. Like, some of the characters in that book with the characters in this book. Because Alex is very similar, in my mind, to the twins, and what was the prince's name? Henry?
Probably.
If you remember, put it in the comments, but the prince from Red, White, and Royal Blue kind of reminded me a little bit of Beatrice.
So I would totally reread that book if I had time to reread books.
Boyfriend material for me.
Yeah, I liked boyfriend material too. I would like to listen to the audio boyfriend material.
It's so adorable.
Because I listened to the audio of Red, White, and Royal Blue, and I remember, like, laughing aloud at times. But we are supposed to be talking about Majesty. I don't really have anything else to say. I was just super disappointed, and it was long, and it was slow, and it, to me, it's like one of those books, like, I don't see teens coming in and taking it. Like, the cover is gorgeous. The cover catches your eye, even though it kind of looks like Royal Wedding, so it kind of looks like a Meg Cabot cover, so that might get it.
Well, it also reminded me a little bit of Crazy Rich Asians.
Which, yeah, so I don't see teens reading this. I see adults reading it, which then, that's the other thing. Like, how old was Beatrice? Well, Beatrice was out of college, wasn't she?
Yeah.
So, it's really not a teen book.
Yeah, that's true. And you could have and should have done more steamy time. Like, it should have been steamy. I mean, as an adult, you can get away with that kind of stuff.
But I feel like if you had made all the characters 3 or 4 years older and put this in adult, it would have hit huge.
Yeah. I could agree.
But I think it's going to get lost in my teen room. So we're going to rate it. Our rating system starts at the top with 5 unicorns. We go down to 2 unicorns. If we don't like it, it's a horse. Where are you?
I'm at 2 unicorns because there's nothing really to hold on to. Like, it's hard to even talk about this book because there was no way to get an emotional connection. The concept was great, and I think if there was some tweaks going on and some major edits, I think it could totally be an awesome book, but as it is right now.
Yeah, that's where I am. I'm a 2. Honestly, when you only care about half the characters, that's a 2.
Yeah.
That's where we are on Majesty, and we'll see you around.
Yeah.
Bye.